So you found the perfect gift, wrapped it, and as a crafter, everyone knows you must have made a card by now, right? Right. Sometimes I leave cards until the last minute, and then I think of a certain 4-letter word, mall. Or sometimes I made some paper flowers, but then I can't find the right scrapbook pattern to use as a background, and then it's a trip to the craft store. And let's not forget the personalized message I have to add on top that no other card has. I've faced this problem many times, so I finally designed a card that I can customize for any occasion, especially if I'm in a rush. I can choose from 5 different colors, depending on what I'm pairing it with. I can choose to type their initial or a custom message. I can print it onto cardstock, score, cut, fold, and then I'm ready to start crafting. Here are some simple examples I made. I have a friend's birthday coming up, and she loves cross-stitching and origami, so I embroidered a crane for her. It's super easy to hand sew this circle. After you print and cut my template, secure it with some washi tape, then using a pin, you just simply poke holes into your card following these lines. Now some of these lines are a little longer, just to help you visually divide up sections if you need to. When you're done, you can take it away and no one knows your secret to making everything so perfect looking. I'm not a very good sewer, but sewing lines with thread was really easy because cardstock doesn't shift around like fabric does, and I really like the end result of this card. And of course, I'll add another square on top on the inside to hide my loose ends. For this Mother's Day card, I made some quilled fringe flowers that I cut with my Cricut Explorer Air. After making my flowers and scrolls, I used the circle mask that's included in my files to help guide me. I glued the swooshes down first, following the curve, and then I added the flowers. And you'll see when I place my flowers, I like to make them face in various directions, just like you see them in nature. Some of my flowers are open and some are buds, just starting to blossom. For my next card, I pulled out my rubber stamp collection from Martha Stewart that I bought years ago. Using the circle mask helps me space things out, and it also helps me protect the other areas so I don't accidentally get ink there. This is pretty straightforward, but again, it's just easy to put this card together when you have the base ready to go. If you have any hand die punches, you can easily make a wreath of flowers. And there's no reason to be evenly spaced if you don't want to. Here's an example where I added the flowers asymmetrically. To make these cards, I punched the flowers out of medium weight paper. To add the pollen, I just dotted them with a pink pen, got a round pen, and rubbed the flower on top of a mouse pad to make it cup into shape. The cherry blossom is my favorite because I can cut individual petals out and shape those too. Just a little curve will catch the light and give it life. When I glued them, I made sure to glue some flowers on their side and not all on the bottom, and so this gives the flowers life when they're facing different directions. I got these punches years ago from the dollar store or craft store, and I find them so handy to fill in small spots on a card. For this card, I added some quilled flowers around a monogram letter. Just something sweet and simple, but conveys what you think of them. But I'm sure any flower you quill will work in this layout too. And lastly, I have 2 thank you cards here that I made with an easy spiral rose pattern. You can download this card template for free, and I'll explain more at the end of this video. Now that my cards are done, let's put them into envelopes. The first one I made is a flat envelope because square envelopes are sometimes hard to find. Just print this page on regular paper, score along the dotted lines to know exactly where to fold. Then trim along the solid lines. Now, my laser printer doesn't print all the way to the edges, but it does give me enough lines to see exactly where to cut all the way to the edge, because I do want to use the entire length to make my envelope. And finally, I just use a glue stick to glue the tabs. The second envelope is a pillow box to protect 3D items. Print this pattern twice onto some cardstock. Score along the dotted lines, and then trim along the solid lines. Add glue along one tab and connect the 2 pieces together. Then add glue along the remaining tab and join the pillow box together. Now you can insert your 3D card, fold along the curved flaps, and your card is protected. When it comes to customizing your message, you'll need a free program called Adobe Acrobat Reader. Each color has 1 page for a monogram and 1 page for smaller text. The size, font, and color are preset. For the monogram, all you have to do is put your cursor here, delete the letter A, and type in your own. For the words, again, just select all the text and type your own. Let's say you want to type the word congratulations. It's going to move to the top, and you can just simply add some returns to bump it down wherever you want. Or if you want to say happy 25th anniversary, Kathy and Brian, again, just add some returns and decide if you want to add elements above, below, or around around your words. And if you have a lot of words, just play around with it to make it fit, and then it's ready to print, and you can start crafting immediately. My files also include a circle mask plus the version with the origami crane, and it's available in my shop for instant download. You can find all the links below in the video notes. I hope you liked seeing my ideas for avoiding last-minute card stress. This year has had enough stress for everyone. I plan to make several thank you cards for a healthcare or a frontline worker and let them know how much I've appreciated them keeping us going. These spiral roses are seriously addictive to make. I have files for cutting by hand or SVG files for cutting by machine. If you'd like to make it too, click the link to watch the next video for my free card download and tutorial.